There's really no research to support the use of headgear and concussion. Headgear is really useful for lacerations, for cauliflower ear, but it certainly doesn't decrease the risk of concussion. Would you agree?
I would agree. My boys play rugby and they're at a club where everyone's being provided with headgear, which is fantastic. But I think there's a lot of education to go with parents and coaches for them to understand that it protects in a superficial way, but they're not wearing it to protect them from concussion. It gives them a little bit of confidence, and perhaps sometimes if we don't want a child to wear it and feel like they're bulletproof, and we don't want a child to forget the technique they've been taught in their tackling just because they're wearing headgear.
So the great worry is that they, even in American sport, they talk about whether the headgear as such is used more like a battering ram, or that the child is going to get more confidence out of the headgear. The risk of concussion is significantly related to the tackle, and so to me the most important thing is about teaching the child or the teenager to play rugby with good technique and learning how to tackle correctly. And even in assessing the elite players, when I ask them about their injury, often it'll be that they'll say, I got my head in the wrong place, and that's why and all the research shows like over 60% of the concussions are related to the tackle or being tackled. And so it's not about the headgear, it's actually about the technique, and that relates to two things. It relates to actually having good technique, but also being fit enough to maintain that good technique through the game, which is why we always see that injuries usually will occur in that last quarter of the game. So I mean, it is definitely out there in the community that headgear protects against concussion, because I know you will get it, but I get it all the time where a mother will say to me, Johnny wants to play rugby, so I'm just going to get him some headgear and I'm so nervous about it. And to me that is not the right approach. I'm very comfortable with them using the headgear if they're worried about lacerations, but it's the thing that we need to push is that they need to get practice in the tackle and progress it through from a lower level in the sport through to a higher level, and then that's where they decrease the risk of concussion.